Thank you for agreeing to speak with me, adventurer. My name is Comfortable Gray. What can we call you?
Call me Wyrdo. On most of my socials, I'm Wyrdo. On TTRPG, you can find me under my publisher name, Jaren Magnell. Also go by Six in some places, so many names, but for now you can call me Wyrdo.
Whoever my heart speaks to. Wyrdo for today.
Yeah.
And we're both in that TikTok, D&D, internet sphere. It's kind of we have a lot of common interests. I know you're into TTRPGs, you're into tabletop wargaming as well. When you're getting into your games, are you more of a runner or a player?
So I'm almost always a forever GM. But more recently, I have been getting into playing a bit more. Like we were talking about, I'm playing Marvel once a month. I'm going to be playing Daggerheart. Yeah, and then I play Warhammer 40K. Sometimes once a week, sometimes once a month. But yeah, all of it.
All good stuff. I honestly, I love all of those. With your game mastering, do you have like a morning ritual, a daily preparation you do to get into the zone?
Yeah, well, it's not really a ritual, but I go through the same kind of process every game day when I'm running. I'll have my morning coffee or tea or whatever I'm drinking, breakfast. And then I sit down and I open up, I run everything online through a simple web browser, because I have some players that play on their phones. So I use a site called Schmeppy, and I'll open up my Schmeppy, take a look at the maps that I have set up for the week, and just make sure everything's finalized, set up, got my tokens in the right spots, my Fogglebor's all set up, got my notes all organized. And then I do my test roll every morning. I grab three of my D20s, and I roll all three of them, and whichever one gets the highest roll, that's the one I usually end up using for the night.
I haven't really heard of Schmeppy, so we'll have to talk about that a little bit later. So then you say it's almost entirely online. Do you have in-person games as well?
So I am wanting to start running my TTRPG, that we can talk about later as well, but I want to start running that at the same game shop where I play Warhammer, because the same night that I go in for Warhammer, like once a month or so, they have a D&D group that plays once a month on the same night and uses one of the tables, and I'm always kind of like listening in on their game to try and get a whole, feel for what they're playing or whatever. And a lot of them, it seems like they're a pretty heavy role play group, and that's perfect for my system. So,
well, I'm excited for you, Wyrdo. I have to go to TTRPG. I'll make sure to put a link into the doobly-doo on these videos so people can find your stuff on TTRPG. And how did you get into TTRPGs?
Oh gosh. It was like 2012, I think. I was working at Walmart. It was one of my first jobs I got after moving out of my folks' place. And one of my coworkers had a long time 3.5. He was running 3.5 edition D&D, and he had a long-time group that they had just recently finished one of his campaigns, and he was wanting to start another one, and he brought in two new players. So it was actually just on a whim. He asked if I wanted to play, and I had heard of, I played HeroScape a lot when it first came out. Me and my little brother, we got the HeroScape starter box, and we played it probably almost every day for a while. So tabletop gaming was a thing that I was into, and then he just told me all about it. You make your own character, you get to pick all your skills and your classes and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'm totally into it.
That's sweet. My
first character was a Thry-Kreen rogue, and he died in the first encounter.
Not just the first session, the first encounter.
The first combat encounter we got into, I was dead. Like, I think it was, pretty sure it was an owlbear, and he crit me, like, immediately. And he's like, yeah, so how much health, how much HP do you have? I'm like, not that much.
And it was brutal back then because, yeah, if it did enough, there was no negative hit points or anything. You're just dead immediately.
Yep.
Do not pass, go. Do not collect $200.
Do not pass, go.
That is a very memorable start to your TTRPG journey, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it was a blast though. I had so much fun.
So we actually started on the same system.
Hooked immediately. Oh yeah, you started 3.5.
I also started 3.5.
I love it.
It is very good. Unfortunately, not very well supported on the VTTs, I will say. So you got to do it old school. It's an old school game. What are you playing now?
So right now I'm only playing Marvel and Daggerheart, and then I run D&D 5th edition. We use a mix of the old 5e and some of the new stuff for some of the classes, mostly the quality of life changes. Like, I think we use the new druid but the old monk, or like I have one player that's playing the new druid but the old warlock, because they're playing one of my homebrew subclasses that was based on the old one, so we have a mix of both. But yeah,
that's probably
mostly D&D.
Mostly D&D. That's probably the best way to do it, because there are definitely some 2024 rules that I love and some that I can really miss. I have no need for it.
Yeah.
So everyone needs to make their own game, and as game masters, we have that ability. There's no rule against it. It's really like, it's rule zero. Do what it takes to have fun.
Yep. Especially at our table is, we play it's a homebrew setting, and like my writing style lends itself very well to a homebrew setting, because I tend to only write like maybe one session ahead of where the players are. I have an ending in mind. Like, when I first sit down to write a campaign, I write, okay, this is how I want it to start, and this is where I want it to end. But everything in between that is kind of me and the players. We build it as they progress and as we play through the game. Like, they'll discover something that I had literally just thought of in the last session that we were playing, like while they were doing something, like, oh, this would be really cool to tie this in this way, and then I jot that down, and then next session it's like they're almost writing the story unknowingly as they play through.
There's a lot of wisdom to that. I'm a big advocate of not over prepping, because the players will throw that plan in the trash.
Oh yeah, every time.
And so that's,
they'll come up with either a much better plan or a much worse plan, but usually the much worse plan is way funnier, so
we are here to have fun. And maybe you can tell us a little bit more about Tales.
Oh yes, for sure. So Tales is a system of my own design that kind of spawned from, I wanted to do like one-on-one RPG sessions, like just myself as a GM and one player. And I tested it in 5e with one of my players. Like, he went on his own little side quest thing, and it was a lot of fun. But I was like, man, if there was a whole system that was just more condensed, or allows for more collaboration, like on the fly, like as we're going, I might eat it, and I don't know, just more malleability overall, and it's quicker. There's only 10 levels in Tales, and basically, so for example, the Weaver class, like the magic system, if you're playing a Weaver, you create your own spells as you go. Like, you can create them in real time as you're playing. You can, you would say to your game master, I want to weave an orb of light, to illuminate this room or whatever. And then the GM would say, okay, that's a pretty simple spell. You're a pretty adept weaver. It's not going to cost you a weaving roll, or it's not going to cost you any resources. You can easily do that. And then once you weave that spell, now you have that spell. You know how to do it again. You can, if you can think of an effect and your GM is cool with it and thinks it's balanced, you can weave it into existence within the game of Tales. There's 22 playable species, 15 classes, and 11 prestige classes. So while there's only 10 levels, there is a lot of room for customization and like even through your class. And one of the species, even if you play what do they call it? I named them Phaedron. They're any of the other species, they have just been like touched by the Fey realm, or someone in their lineage has been touched or has Fey magic in their blood. So you become a Phaedron version of a dwarf or an elf or one of the other more unique races. Like I have the half giants are called Elderkin. And there's little tiny, like, 1 to 2 foot tall, scaly humanoids called Gruglings that have like a porcupine, wiry hair mohawk that runs from the top of their head down to the tip of their tail, and big, like, gray alien eyes because they tend to live underground in tunnels. Like totally unique stuff like that. And then all the fantasy staples are represented. You've got dwarf, orc. You can play human if you want. A lot of the beast races. So yeah, it's just overall, it's a super malleable system. It's built for collaborative storytelling between the GM and the player. It's really good for very small groups and short campaigns, just because of how quick you can progress through levels. Or, well, if you want, you could draw out 10 levels to a year campaign if you wanted to. It's a system that lends itself really well to GMs and players that aren't afraid to create as they play. So
that's very exciting. I love having unique player options. The porcupine species sounds kind of compelling to me, and I'm particularly, if you look at that, a big fan of dynamic magic systems. And it's interesting to me, like, what you don't see in like Ars Magica and things like that is typically you're not going to develop the spell and then it becomes yours, and like something you can kind of rely on. Maybe there's a little more practice involved. So I like that you have that in mind, because if it's something you're doing over and over again, then maybe that will become your spell.
Exactly.
You're saying that you want to run this in person? Would you use Shmeppy for it?
Oh yeah. I've actually already play tested Tales with both a 1-person party, a 2-person party, and a 4-person party. And we had a lot of fun. I've actually been trying to get a full-fledged campaign of Tales off the ground, but the ultimate BBEG of all TTRPG group scheduling has been a constant thorn in my side getting that going. So, but I'm still determined. I am on startplaying.games. You can look for Sixth Sense or Wyrdo, and I have a free game for playtesting Tales up. It says it's on Sundays, but it's kind of more open to whenever we all have time, and whoever has time, we can jump in. And it's usually playtesting a very specific thing. Like I'll ask people to make a level 10 character, or make a level 5 character, or we're going to test this out, or whatever. So, but I've done enough of that, and I want to actually try and play it for real. Actually tell a tale.
I think I'm just going to start. It might be at the top of my list for Free RPG Day next June, for when I'm sharing interesting and novel indie games out there. I think I'm going to have to give this a run.
One thing I will say is all of the illustrations or pictures in it currently are AI generated, because I'm currently in talks with an artist on pricing and trying to get prices for everything. But I really wanted to have some kind of visual representation for certain things within it. So there is AI generated content in it. But I am trying to pay an artist to get actual artwork in it. So that's why it's free. That's the biggest reason why it's free, because I put a lot of time into writing and balancing and playtesting the version that's available. There's also the Lone Wolf version of Tales, which unfortunately is more reliant on me actually writing adventures for it, because it plays using an oracle, it's like a choose your own adventure story, but there's ranges of success, so you're actually making dice rolls and you have a stamina pool and you can buy items and stuff, and there's like a different outcomes depending on your range of success or range of failure. You can get different things. Right now there's only one 4-part adventure out for that, but it is, you can play that all on your own. All you need is some d6s and a little bit of time.
I appreciate you being candid about your previous use of AI and how you're working to put the human element back into your art. I'm a big advocate of human nature, and it's kind of what our creativity and our struggles is what it's all about. So with that, would you like to give a shout out to your local gaming shop?
Oh yeah, check out Lost Viking Games in Grants, New Mexico. That's as local as it gets, and it's still like a hour and a half, 2-hour drive or something like that. So that's where I play Warhammer. They've got D&D stuff available there. They've got dice. The guy that runs the shop, Scott, he's really cool. Big Warhammer guy though, so it's mostly a Warhammer shop with D&D stuff and dice, but yeah.
Whatever keeps the doors open, what are some of your favorite things about living where you live?
I love not living in the city. I'm going to be honest. I'm originally from Minnesota, from a small town in northern Minnesota, but I think I've lived in 23 of the lower 48 states for some period of time, city and in the boonies, and just the quiet. I can take my Chromebook here, my iPad or whatever, and I can walk out the dog yard and then walk off into the wilderness and just sit under a tree and just contemplate my campaign. Or like what I'm probably going to do after we're done here is go and get in the character for my character that I'm playing in Daggerheart. He's a land steward, so he caretakes like nature spirits. So I'm going to go and get out with the nature spirits.
That's cool. I respect that a lot. I am a magic initiate druid myself, despite maining on the wizard. So huge love and respect for nature. I'm not really a city boy myself. I'm more of a suburbs, like right in the middle. Get a little bit of best of both worlds. That way, I can, if I need the quiet, I can go out. If I need to do something in the city, it's only an hour or so away. Like you said, like there's always like something to do.
I do miss some of the conveniences. Like I do miss the guilty pleasure pizza, ordering up a greasy slice every once in a while. Out here, it's mostly stuff that we've grown or animals that we have cared for and raised ourselves. So it's a little different.
I'm sure
good,
that does.
Don't get me wrong, but sometimes you just want something greasy and bad for you.
Sometimes we do. I'm making a beans and grease stew tonight, so like I'm all about the natural. Keep it clean sometimes.
Right. Yep.
Is there anything else you would like me to ask, or would you like to share with the viewers?
Check out Chaels. I am looking for playtesters actively and trying to get a group together, so check out my Start Playing .games, 6 Cents or Wyrdo on there as well. And I made a Doomsday arc today, so yeah, check that. I gotta get this all painted up. It's not done yet, but yeah. I thought it was going to be a difficult build, so I'm pretty proud. I got it done in like 2 days. So
that's very good.
Oh, and check out the Immovable Rod on Twitch and YouTube to watch my both the Marvel Once a Month. The first episode of that is already posted on his channel, on the YouTube channel for Calamity of Kang, I think it's called. I'm playing as puppets, so and Daggerheart will also be posted on there and on Twitch. So yeah.
I think I know him on TikTok. Is that who I'm thinking of, or is it
Immovable Rod?
Yeah.
Aaron Dale. Yeah. He's my GM for Daggerheart and my narrator for Marvel. Awesome dude.
That's very good.
Check him out.
I will have to speak with him about an interview maybe another time.
Oh yeah, for sure. He is. I believe he's based in Japan, so sometimes time zone things can get a little wonky. But yeah, awesome dude. And our games are going to be so much fun. Marvel was a blast. You should definitely check it out. My mic was way too loud and nobody told me, so I apologize ahead of time for that.
Gotcha. Well, thank you very much for your time. Again, people gotta check out Tales. I'll be looking at it for the first time probably this week, and I'll give you my feedback immediately. Thank you so much, Wyrdo.
Oh, for sure, man. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Awesome questions.
Thanks.
You too, dude.